Okay, so we are recording. Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Molly Foster, and I am a gold consultant here with Evolution Travel, and I have been in the business for about 15 months. I started on Valentine's Day of last year. And for those of you who don't know me, and if you missed the training, this is going to be dedicated to profit agility. We are vamping up how many trainings that we're having for agents right now. A lot of us, including myself, are on a furlough. So I'm actually working this business full time. So we decided that this is the best time to go ahead and get things recorded and put onto the Rising Tide 3 website, so that at any time you want to come back and watch this video. And we do know as well that Profit Agility, the actual trainer for them, is not allowing the recording. So we're going to make sure that this is set to private only for the Rising Tide 3 website, so we don't get in trouble for publishing any of the actual vendor information. And we'll go over exactly what you can and cannot post as well. So for those of you who have not signed up for Profit Agility, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through exactly how to do that. So if you log into the Travel Cafe in your back office, right? Back office, Travel Cafe, it takes you to here. And then you're going to type in Profit Agility at the top search bar, and it pulls this up, okay? Once you click on this, it's going to actually ask you to register. And you do have to know the passcode as well. So the passcode is $ capital T travel 2019 $, and you would actually sign up using this link with that password. Okay. Now I've already signed in, but I'm just going to show you how to do it. Travel 2019 with a $. Next, and then you just register yourself. Once you register yourself, you get a login, and when you log in, it's going to look something like this with the home page. So I'll open up the home page on a new tab here. This is what the home page will look like. And it's really important to know that when you're looking up resorts or condos or hotels, that you don't actually publish the name of the resort, for example, when you're making a post on social media. They did go over that on the training last week. So it is a compliance and a regulation issue. And so you need to just make sure that you're not actually posting, for example, if it were, I don't know, Club Melia in the Canary Islands or in Spain or in Mexico or something like that, you wouldn't put the actual name of the resort or the condo or the hotel. And that's for compliance reasons, for Profit Agility, because the general public, your clients, do not have access to this. This is wholesale, where we get to actually play with our numbers for travel agents only. So what I'm going to do now, let's just assume that you've all been able to register and that you're now logged in. I'm going to go through a few different scenarios and a few different examples, things that I feel like the trainer from last week did not touch on. And at any point, if you have questions, please unmute yourself and we will be able to get those answered in real time. We don't have to wait until the end for the Q&A session like the prospect Zooms. All right, so here's what I did, guys. I went ahead and pulled out some stuff just to save time. I want to keep this training to under an hour. The first thing that I did was, okay, I wanted to book something here in Las Vegas where I live, and this is a great example. So I started to look up the hotel called the Wynn, and as you know, Vegas is starting to open up on June 4th, and then in July, more hotels will open. I actually drove by the Wynn and the Encore, and they are open for dinner reservations right now. So they will be opening the hotel. So this is a really, really good example. So here's what I did. I said, for example, let's say that I have family coming in town and they want a 5-star resort here. So checking in on the 1st and checking out on the 5th. And what I actually did is I'm going to take you through the different tabs. So one of them is resort weeks and the other one is hotels. So first I'm going to go through hotels, give you some examples and show you how to put in commission, take out commission, play with the commission to make yourself competitive, and then be able to get that book. So we're going to start with the hotel tab first. So I looked up the Wynn. 10-1 to 10-5 for 4 nights. I looked up a king room for 2 people, okay? One of the really important things to know about Profit Agility and Resorts World and everything else, they have very strange cancellation policies. When it comes to the actual resorts, they have like a 0 cancellation policy. You cannot get refunded after a certain day. And so that's why being able to add supplemental insurance is very important. So anytime that you're doing a booking, it's really good to make sure that you know the cancellation policies, and then most likely you're going to be upselling the actual insurance to them. So we have the win again. We're going to read here cancellation policies. So right now it's telling us that the customer is going to save about $273.74 if we book it here. Okay. Now what I also want to show you is I actually want to show you a live comparison because I feel like they did not do that good of a job on the training. And so I do want to show you a live example. So I already have it pulled up here. Okay, let me go back one page. What I like to do with Profit Agility is I will literally compare apples to apples on both Profit Agility as well as Expedia Tap. So let me triple check that everything is the same. So we have 10-1 to 10-5. 10-1 to 10-5, 1 room, 2 adults, the king size bed. Okay, now pay attention to this part, okay? It's not going to show you that there are resort fees that the client actually has to pay at the resort. This is not something that you can charge them beforehand. Okay, so you can look at your commission here, $122.55, and this is what's recommended. Okay, now over here on this one, you can actually play with your commission. So right now it's set at $173.48. This one's at $122.55. Remember, with Expedia Tap, you cannot change your commission up or down to make yourself competitive. But that's why Profit Agility is so cool. Okay, so watch this. We're literally going to do a side-by-side comparison. So if we're looking at Expedia Tap, which again, we cannot make daily commissions, we cannot change our commissions whatsoever. So for 4 nights, it's $1,271.56. Taxes and fees are $170.15, and then this is actually $45 per night, not per person, per room, paid to the hotel directly. So that's another $180, and it's also not going to be calculated here. So when you're looking at apples to apples comparisons for these two, and we're going to move into the daily commission portion, I want you to make sure that you pay attention because 90%, 80%, 90% of the resorts here in Vegas, as well as most casino hotels, and then all across Europe, Mexico, and things like that, they do have a surcharge or a resort fee, which would be added in at the end, and you cannot take that from your client, and your client cannot pay you, and it's not bundled into that. So all they're going to be paying is $1,441.71. So let's go back here and take a look at the price. So this price here is $145. I'm going to mute everybody out, but if you want to unmute, go for it. Okay, so $1,456.82, so $1,400, right, for the 4 nights for 2 people at the Wynn here in Las Vegas. Again, it is a 5-star property. But what is really cool is if you, for example, don't see that this is a competitive rate, what we can actually do is we can go over here to Profit Agility and we can start playing with our commissions in different increments. So let's take it down just a little bit. Because again, the resort fee is not included here either. 1431. Let's keep going just a little bit. I want to get that number below a 4. Okay, so 138182. The maximum suggested sale price is here, of course. But let's say that someone sent us a comp and they already know about how much it should cost. Now, right now, Expedia is trying to charge them $1,400, and now because we've played with our commission, we actually have it for $1,381.82. That's not such a large buffer. So if you wanted to be super competitive, you could continue to make your commission go down, but you also have to pay attention to this. So right now, I'm at $1,381.82. I have a commission of $98.48. If I booked it here on Expedia Tap, and if I went back, you have to see what their base commission is as well. There's a lot of factors that go into doing this. So showing commission, this is $122.55. Remember that you would make 80% of that. So let's do some quick math. 122, what was it again? 55 times 80. So you'd make 98.04 at the end of the day. Now, same thing with this one too, right? You are gonna get the 80%, but now I'm gonna show you how to make 100% of your commission. Okay, so let's say that we've decided that we want to charge them this certain price. I'm gonna write this down. Okay, $1381.82, and let's say that we're taking $98.48 of commission. You can take the commission up to the maximum controlled amount, which is $398.48. But in this example, your client has already given you a price comp to look at. So I actually want to take the commission all the way down to 0, and I'm going to show you what happens. Now we're actually able to make that commission. Okay, so let's say we decided on $98.48 is what we wanted to make, and we can make 100% of that by actually charging our clients a separate fee and putting that $98.48 straight into our pockets today for daily commission. So if you're a brand new agent and you wanted to come on board and make money immediately, this is one of the best ways to do it. And I'll show you exactly how to do it in resorts and condos and things as well, but it's the exact same process. When you're inside of VAX, for example, you can't take your commission down to 0 on most of the bookings. Also, when you're here on Expedia, you cannot take your commission down to 0. It's already set in. And if you're familiar with the different tiers for Expedia, this one is actually, let me show you. This one is actually a basic plus. So there's basic, basic plus, premium, and premium plus. And if you don't have this sheet, hold on, let me grab it. I will make sure that I get this sheet to you guys out in the chats once this training finishes, but I have this sheet here, okay? And this is what you'll need to look at. So basic is 5%. This basic plus is gonna pay out 8.5% commission for the hotel. Premium is 11% and premium plus is 13%. So if you don't have this sheet anywhere, and maybe the bars, for example, didn't pop up when you were booking something and it actually didn't tell you, then that sheet comes really in handy and you can memorize that too. Oftentimes when you're looking at the bookings, you can just hover over the dot and it will also show you the commissions as well. But that's what it would look like. Okay, so when your client is asking you for a comp, you can actually go here and just take a screenshot of this, but you have to be really careful that you don't put anything that says Expedia on it, and you have to make sure that you disclose the resort fee as well, because none of these are going to tell them about a resort fee. It also means if you have a client that doesn't have a credit card and they're going to be checking into the hotel with a debit card, they also need to be very prepared that they're going to have to pay a deposit plus the additional resort fee of $180. And, you know, in the past, when I have certain clients, they may not have a credit card that had that much limit on it, for example. Maybe if their credit card was maxed out, there's all kind of things that happen. So you really need to put on your customer service hat and let your clients know, no matter where you're booking this, that a resort fee would also come into play. So now you're actually able to make, okay, it's $98.48 today. As soon as you send them, you could send them a request on Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, Square, whatever you like to use. You could actually recoup and get that $98.48 today, and then you would actually charge their card here. You don't use your card on Profit Agility, you actually use your client's card. So let's go through this really quick example. Let's say that we have, it's a girls trip, right? So I'll just put my information in. And let's say I'm going with one of my best friends. I will put a name here. My travel buddy, right? And so we're gonna go check into this hotel. When you get to the hotel, again, they're only gonna be asking you for a card for incidentals. Right now, we would be charging their card $1,283.34. And again, let's just triple check that we're competitive here. So they would be charged, if they went and looked up this today, they would be charged $1,441.71 before they even paid the resort fee. They're still paying the resort fee here. So we're actually making almost $100 today like this. Boom. This is why we call it daily commissions, because the floor is 0 and the ceiling is whatever the commission max is. But on other websites, you're not able to play with the commission both directions. Usually you can only increase the commission. You can actually decrease the commission to either be competitive or make the today income. So that is the portion for the hotels themselves. Does anybody have questions on how using profit agility for hotels and then taking the commission, playing with it, even knocking it down to 0 if you want to, works, and how you're able to make money today? Does anybody have questions on that? Feel free to unmute yourself. While I'm waiting to see if there's any questions, I will remind you, if you put the agent commission down to 0 here, just be aware that this will not be counting towards your IATAN card. And your IATAN card, again, is $5,000 in paid out commissions in a year, and then you'll be eligible to get your very own IATAN card. So just be aware, if you are making the daily commissions because you want to earn money now, that does not count towards your IATAN card. But if, for example, you left the commissions here, you took the 80% and it was billed through Archer and then they paid you when the client came back, then this would actually count towards your IATAN card. So make sure that when you go into a booking that you know exactly what you're going to be getting from that booking. Is it going to count towards your IATAN card, or is it not going to count towards your IATAN card? Okay, so we do have some questions. Yes, I am recording it. We will get it posted in the next couple of days in the Rising Tide 3 website. And then Kathy Hamilton has a question. How do you word charging them for the commission separately to the customer? There's many different wordings that you can use. One of them that I use is, hey, we're actually working with a wholesale vendor. So in order to get you these competitive rates, we do charge a service fee from me, eVacation, from me, Moke Travels, from me, because we're actually getting it at wholesale. So we do need to make some small profit, but as you'll see, we are actually saving you more money. You're saving about $200 and some odd, and they're not going to mind at all, as long as you're making sure that that total is than what they could Google on their own on another website, because people will do that, right? For those of you who were on the training last week as well, I felt kind of bad for the trainer, because there was an agent from Evolution, I'm not sure who it was, and they kept saying, well, I'm on Google right now looking and it's cheaper. Well, I'm on Google right now, and it's like, okay, so this guy's showing you some examples. And so that's why I'm throwing in a live example here, because I wanted to show you live exactly how we can be competitive with these prices. Yolanda.
Wait, okay. My mic's off. Please be quiet.
Yeah, I'm going to mute you out. Sorry about that. So Grizel Ortiz has a question. How do you know what the resort fee is? It will always be listed, okay? So anytime that you do any sort of search, it's always going to be listed. Let me show you here. So this says that the resort fee is $45 per night. You can see them as low as $25. I've seen them as high as $65, depending on what it is. So if you're here, for example, on Profit Agility, and it's not showing you, if you go through, right, and it's not showing you exactly how much it is, let's read down here and see if it says. Resort fee payable on arrival, but it doesn't say. That's when you would Google or call the hotel to find out exactly what it is. In this case, we know what it is already because we were looking at Expedia. And then the client is also going to be asking, depending on road trips or not, if it costs money to park. And yes, it does. It's $27 a night. So when you're looking at that, make sure that you tell them the prices of anything and everything, not the restaurants per se, but anything that has to do with parking the car, checking in, the extra resort fee or deposit or anything like that. But all the notes will be here as well, which is really cool. Now, it also will give, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I kind of chimed in a little late. I'm on the Travel Cafe and I'm trying to get into the website. So do I go to how to register, or what do I do from here? Sorry.
Okay, let me go back again. So you're going to click on Travel Cafe. You log in. Then at the top on the search bar, you're going to click on the search. You're going to type in Profit Agility.
Okay.
And then it'll pop right up. When you click it, it actually gives you the notes. and it'll be under the category of condos in blue.
It came up as
Right here. My Profit Agility and Advantage Direct.
There's oh,
And then you click this, and then it gives you the notes of exactly how to fill out your registration. So you're going to click this link, you're going to copy this code, click the link, enter in the code, and then you're going to fill out your personal information.
Perfect.
Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Molly,
problem. Yes.
quick question. That's the second time you do that. If you go ahead and go back to the to register, there's two links on there, which is Advantage Direct, which it says up there that you're on, and then there's Profit Agility. So you keep clicking on Advantage Direct instead of myprofitagility.com.
So it's going to actually take you to the same place.
You see how on the top it says My Profit Agility?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter which link you use because it's going to take you to the exact same place.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you look in the Travel Cafe, it can be a little bit confusing because you've got the website here, and then you've got the actual website for signing up. But it's going to take you back to the exact same place with the exact same code, so it doesn't really matter how you get into it.
Okay, so the resorts and condos.
Yeah, so you can right click open new tab here. You can right click open new tab there. You just have to have the access code, and then you put in your personal information and you're good to go for the registration. I always just type in Profit Agility at the top and it pops right up. It's under the category of condo. If you get lost, in the Travel Cafe, for those of you that are new, anytime that it shows blue, this is the category. So you don't want to click on the category. You want to actually click on the big black writing to get into something, because you may be looking up vacation packages, you may be looking up cruises, and this one is under actual condos.
Yes.
Okay, and then Yolanda Taylor has a question. Can you only make daily profits on Profit Agility for hotels? No. I'm going to sidetrack just a minute. I'm going to take you into Evo Rewards because this is another way that you can do it. Let me just quick mute everybody out. Again, if you want to unmute, please do so. So let's say, so this is for Yolanda. So let's say that we go into Evo Rewards, right? We're logged into our back office. Is the dollar sign that says Evo Rewards. This is another wonderful place where you can actually book hotels, and these don't have commission built in. If you don't have the app, you actually have to log in from the website first, and then you can click on Get the App, and it will be under My Deals if you haven't done that. But let's quickly, I'm just going to stay on topic. Is we're going to go into travel, right? So let's say, for example, let's do the same thing. Let's do the exact same hotel, just to give you guys some different perspectives here. So Las Vegas, and the dates were October 1st through October 5th. Where did it go? October 1st. 1st through October 5th. 1 room, 2 guests, search. Let's take this a little bit further. I was going to try to stick just to Profit Agility today, but we will go down this rabbit hole. And we're going to type in win. Okay, same. All right, now let's check this out. We put in the exact same dates. Zoom really slows down your computer, I tell you. And then let's look at the prices here, okay? So we actually had a king that we had looked at before. Here's all the amenities. The Wynn is one of our nicer properties in Las Vegas on this trip. So we had king. So we're going to do that. So check this out. So Wynn Resort King, $1,012.46 for 4 nights. That's $253.12 a night. Taxes are going to be $146.69. So the total price here is $1,159.15. But again, we know that the resort fee of $40 a night is not included in this. And right here it says it. Additional fees may be charged by the hotel at check-in. Because we already know what that fee is, it's $40, and we have to let our clients know about that. The cancellation policies here as well can be different. This one is changes made after September 27th. would be, before that would be okay, and after it wouldn't be. And it also has a specific time zone as well to note. So it's going to be the exact same thing here, right? You're going to have to add commissions into, let me see how far I can go, into this booking. And this would be your daily commissions as well. But your clients are not going to have access to this website at all. Your clients are not going to have access to Profit Agility either. They may be able to go to like Priceline or Orbitz or anything that Expedia owns as well and see those prices, but there are no commissions built in here as well. So if you want to use a third component to do your price comparison, this is where you would do it, and then you would have to add in your commission as well. So as you can see, this one is actually even lower. This one is $1,159.15, and the one that we saw on Profit Agility was $1,381.82, and the one that we saw here on Expedia Tap was $1,441.71, all before the resort fee is added in. So if we were taking this a step further and we were doing a 3-step process for comparisons, if it were me, I would actually be booking it on the My Deals or the Evo Rewards. Now, again, if you go to a Profit Agility training that's sponsored by them directly, they also don't have access to this, so they wouldn't have that third comparison for you, just so you guys are aware. All right, let's see if we have any other questions before we move on. You are very welcome, Yolanda. Okay, now we're going to transition into looking at the actual condos and things like that. So I already have one. Actually, I'm going to show you another one. So I went to, let me see if I can pull it up here. It may not pull it up. Hang on. There was one I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so I found this resort, Hyatt Ziva Los Cabos all-inclusive on Resorts World, but it's actually sold out here on Expedia Tap for the exact same days. So let me show you what that looks like. Let's do sort weeks. And I've got too many tabs open. Hang on. Pull some of these down. Hyatt Ziva Los Cabos. All right, so we're going to search this. What we do is you can actually filter by destinations. So I'm going to actually only sort to look at Mexico just to speed things up, so you guys will be able to see. But here are the different locations and destinations that you have in terms of the actual condo and resort bookings. And you'll notice that, for example, we know that Turks and Caicos is opening up soon, but they're not on here. So you're not going to have everything and anything under the sun all over the whole world. It is pretty selective. There are a lot of resorts in California. There are a lot of stuff in Florida, Hawaii, Mexico, Nevada, and then Spain, St. Lucia. And then if you're doing Canary Islands, this is also a great choice as well. So let me let this load. Let me see if I can just type it in. Let's do star rating. Might not be able to find it now, but if I can't find it, what I want to show you guys is that if you see something that you want, or you see something that a client wants, please make sure that you go in here and look for it, because Expedia sells out a lot more quickly than the Resorts World do. And I was able to find this earlier today. But again, what will happen is, let's say that you're looking for something and you find it in Resort World, and then you go here. A lot of the times, if it's within 60 days, it's going to be sold out on Expedia Tap. And so when you go to Resorts World, there's actually that tab at the top that says Resort Weeks within 60 days of travel, which is really cool. Okay, so let me take you through another example then. Let me start to put out these tabs. Okay, so I found this property. This one is in Florida, and it's going to be used for Orlando. So if you have a family maybe that's going to Disney or going to Universal, or just going to visit friends or whatever it may be. This one's called the Villas Regal Palm, okay? And it's in Davenport, Florida. I actually looked up the weekend of Thanksgiving because that's very popular. The parks usually aren't crowded around this time of the year as well. So I had a quick comparison here. So from the 21st of November, which we know everything will be open by then, until the 28th of November, this is a huge one. It's 3 bedrooms, it sleeps 8 people, right? So if we click on go to book, again, I'm going to take you through another comparison. I already have it pulled up for you here. I actually found it here on Expedia tab, okay? So 7 nights, and it's the 3 bedroom, not the 4 bedroom. Let's look at the commission. 130, so I'm gonna write this down. Always write this stuff down when you're going through so you don't get confused. The commission is 138.51. Let's do some quick math. 138.51, you're getting 80% of that. So that's 110.80. That's what you as the agent are going to make after Archer takes their cut. Okay, so again, premium plus tier. When you click on this bubble here, that's why I will get this sheet out to you. It doesn't say how much it is, and so that's when this comes in handy. So premium plus with the 4 bars is 13%, so that we know how much we're making. So we click reserve. And then again, all we're doing is a price comparison between if it will be better to book it on Expedia or the Evo Rewards, but I haven't pulled it up there, or the Resorts World. But again, you can play with the commission. So let's look at the pricing here. So I'm gonna write this down. So $1,065.44. Let's see, the property fee, again, we always have to note about the property fee, is $205. So it will be the same at the other website as well. Now let's go back and have a look at the villas at Regal Palms. If you guys want to search it, you totally can. 3 bedrooms, sleeps 8 over Thanksgiving. Our commission here is slotted to be at 101.07. Now check out this example, okay? Someone is writing on my screen, hang on. Okay, cool. So let's look at this example really quickly. They have the maximum control here as 101.07, and it's already set to that. So in this example, you cannot make your commission more than 101.07. After you take out the 80% from Expedia Tap, you would have been making 110.80 on Expedia Tap, and that would have counted towards your IATAN card. And this, as it sits, will count towards your IATAN card. But again, if we take the commissions all the way down to 0 because you want to make today income, the price would be $893.17. Then you would go in and send an additional bill to your client for, again, your choice, 110.80, 98, 101.07. You can play with those numbers, but this would not count towards your IATAN card, but you're making money now. Now, one of the other things that you have to think about too is, let's say that your client cancels the reservation within the allotted cancellation period here. Let's see. You can also place this on hold if they want to think about it. There is a place on hold button as well. And what you do is you get a 24-hour hold to the actual minute and time zone that you're requesting it. First name, last name, your email, not the client's email, and then you can actually place this on hold, which is great. Now, for example, let's say that you place it on hold and then they say that they don't want it, so it releases back into all of the inventory. Then 3 days later they call you and they want it back. They're not going to get that same price. It's not going to hold it. So make sure that you're aware of that as well. Erica is helping me out with the chats. She's posted something if you had a question. Now, if you are new to the training, if you've jumped in late, we're looking at Resort World, Resort Weeks, okay? This is inside of Profit Agility. It's just one of the other tabs. A lot of agents don't know that they have both resorts and all-inclusive resorts, regular resorts, as well as hotels inside of here. So that's what we're going over. Okay, so where was I? Hang on, let me go back. So let's say, where did my tab go? Let's say that we're looking at this on Expedia, right? this is a good way for you to be able to find out exactly how much the resort fee is as well, if you're just unsure, if you don't feel like calling the property. Now, one of the things that you need to pay attention to, though, which I was talking about, is if you charge a fee, right, and you're not using that towards your I-attend card and you're making the daily commissions, you have to decide up front, if your client cancels within the allotted time that it says that they can cancel here, for example, if you stuck to this cancellation policy, would you be refunding them the upfront commissions that you made daily? Would you be giving it back half of that? Was that totally non-refundable, so you actually get paid for your time? So one of the things that we're never going to tell you what to do on a training is this is your business. So you have to decide if you want to give all of that money back to your client, 75% of it, 50% of it, 25% of it, or if that is your fee because you want to be compensated for your time, right? Because time is money. So that is something that you do have to decide if you're doing the daily commissions and you're charging your clients up front for that extra fee, which is your commission. All righty. Okay, do we have any questions on exactly how that portion of profit agility would work? Are we clear on making sure that you let your client know, or maybe you come up with a form where they can actually say, I agree that if I cancel this reservation, a portion, so $110.80, for example, would not be refundable. Or you can, say, hey, I would refund it, or 50% of it will be refunded. That is up to you to decide. I recommend also making a form and having your client sign it if you are going to keep all of the commissions, even if they cancel, just so everyone is on the same page. Does anybody have questions on exactly how it would work in terms of the condos or the villas? Holding it for 24 hours, whatever it may be. When you're pitching this to clients as well, for those of you who are going to be making flyers about this, it's really cool if you actually divide it up by the number of nights and the person, because they could actually formulate their own group. They might be calling friends and family that they haven't seen in a while to go on vacation, right? Post-pandemic, they're ready to start traveling. So $15.95 would be the price per person per night. Again, that doesn't include the resort fee, but when you're making a flyer, you would actually want to put, and this is just my recommendation, but put the lowest amount. So $15.95 per person per night, for 8 people for 7 nights for a 3-bedroom villa in Davenport, Florida. Again, you would not post the name of the villa anywhere on social media, or if you have a personal website, because that is a compliance thing against My Profit Agility and the resort weeks, because the general public doesn't have access to this. Now, you are able, if they do inquire, let me go back, you are able to send them a link. It's right here. It says share property profile. So you can actually put this in an email, and if they are curious, right, if they are actually inquiring, let me compose an email. You can throw this in the email. So let's say I'm going to send it to myself just so I can show you. And the subject would be Villa in Orlando for Thanksgiving break. As long as it's not posted to the general public, you can totally send this to your clients. That's fine. Okay, so let me see if it's sent to my other email. Not yet. And so you can click on that link and you'd actually be able to send that to them and to show them that as well. So that's a really cool tool. As long as you're not doing it, again, against the general public, you're totally fine and you can do that. Here it is. I'll just pop it in so you guys can see. So that way you can see exactly what your client is going to see. This is the link that I just sent myself. It has photos. This is a cool little property, a little bit outdated though on the inside. So if you have millennial clients, they may not like this. If you have older clients, that's fine with them. And it tells them exactly where it is as well, because if you're booking like a villa or resort, especially domestically, try to push the rental car. And again, if it is going to be a party of 8, you're going to need either an SUV or 2 vehicles, which does nothing but up your commission. And you could book that separately. I do all my rental car bookings on Expedia Tap. Again, on the paper that I will send you, it tells you that cars pay out 7.5%. So that's just fine with me. So located just 15 minutes from Walt Disney World in Central Florida, blah, 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 blah. Upsell whatever you can. Definitely if they're in Orlando, you know, Disney tickets, Universal tickets, you can book those on the Disney Travel Agent website as well as inside of VAX for Universal. VAX actually has an option where you can do Universal and Disney together. However, Disney does not allow you to do that. But that's it in a nutshell for the Profit Agility training. You can put things on hold for 24 hours. You can send a link to your client as long as it's not directly on social media with the name so they can look it over, no problem, including all of the amenities. Now, the one thing that Profit Agility does not do, okay, they do not offer any type of insurance. And if you're booking, especially if it's a resort for a week, your clients do not have to stay in the resort the whole week. There's no penalty for checking out early. Like maybe it's such a good deal, but they only have 3 days off work, so they only want to go for 3 nights. And then the other nights, other 4 nights, they're not going to get used. That's fine. They're still going to get charged that total. But if it's only like $200 or $300 for the week, sometimes it's cheaper to do it for the whole week and just stay for a short amount of time than it actually is to go for the whole week if they can't afford to or if their job won't let them off. And then the only other thing really is that when you're booking these resorts, it is really good if you can think about doing the supplemental insurance, which again increases your commissions. Now, of course, it's up to the client if they decide to take that or not, but I always, 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 always recommend it to my clients, especially because most of these have a 0 cancellation policy, like just forget it once you book it, unless they're within that window, and not every resort even offers that. So it's just good to assume that once they book that, there's really no cancellation policies, little to none. And that you have to look at each property individually. But if you just get in that mindset of trying to upsell the commissions, upsell the insurance for the extra commissions, it actually protects your client and it helps you so you won't have a headache later on. Because if any of you guys have ever tried to a non-refundable that your client has booked and you've tried to get that changed, you know, it is going to be hours out of your day that you're taking away, you know, from your other agents or from booking new trips. So always adding the insurance if you have a chance is definitely a great idea.